Cameras on, cameras on. Good morning. This will be very short. Cameras on. As you know, my name is Kareem Foster. Cut it short, K-A-R-E-A-M. Last name F-O-S-T-E-R, May 22nd, 1983. This is being recorded. Basically, I contact on the terms of the dangers that's coming. New set, 1604 Eastern Parkway. I believe it's apartment 4C. It's caught on dozens of videos during the torture of my relatives, as well as the bragging about framing of others. Right now, they're using the voice of a childhood friend out of Albany Houses, I.M. and LaVon Arthur voice. His brother sells cars just like my brother sold cars, BJ Car Dealership Ralph and Atlantic, and they set my brother up simulating my voice the same way. Well, my nose blood, if you go look on the pages I gave you, you'll see blood been running out my face since 10 o'clock. I told you my grandmother went through the same thing. Her head was microwaved, the blood was running out her ear. She was begging for her life, knocking on the wall in 1440, the connected apartment number 6, letter L. They came in and out of there for 12 to 18 months while they was framing, simulating my voice, making up things on people I never said anything about. So my terms is, when it comes to or pull up or something like on Eric Adams' office, he's a Brooklyn borough president. You have countless lives that's been in jeopardy, countless lives that may have been lost, and possible those that's in danger. So when I reach his office, it's like a last resort, other than reaching to the families directly of people that may be affected. So when I mention I.M. name, voice being used, I got 6 audios now of them using his voice since 1 a.m. They have had me up all night, just like every night, simulating my voice, making up things I have never said about people, talking about something, you're not going to jail, you got to testify. I signed the non-cooperation agreement in 2012 with the largest identity theft ring in U.S. history. That was where I told my coming and going of my operation from the late 90s to 2003 on record, 2005, literally. And I gave up several firearms of my own. Before I even left the island, I gave up several of my firearms, turned in 20th Precinct, 60th Precinct, on my own. This is before I left. It was advocated by different lawyers. They different terms. The Queens District Attorney Office, Brooklyn, Yonkers, Atlantic City, Philadelphia. It was countless involved. You had countless lawyers from regular lawsuits to other things that spread off, such as, for example, Gary Rollins with a Rikers Island lawsuit from February 2012. They arrested 111. They chose not to have me leave the island in May when I could have left, due to the fact they wasn't sure if the federal would have picked it up. Long story short, I signed the non-cooperation agreement where I spoke the ins and outs of my operation, which had no victims. I never had a victim. Never had a victim. If I surpassed $1 million on paper, guaranteed. If I ever seen anything from it, I didn't have to. That's the same protection that's laid out for my daughters, the same ones they brag about raping and torturing people I never took nothing for, that will forever feel indebted. So at the end of the day, over 200 cops, military, bank managers, and those never came up in 2012. They arrested 111. They didn't even... They didn't announce the indictment of no law enforcement, no military, and it was countless. This is what they're doing. Came back years later, simulating my voice to renege on the deal, because all those that would have been spared was white with blue and green eyes, while they looked down on the black and brown and said 13 million. 111 individuals, it would have been closer to 24,300,000 if them law enforcement, different people would have came forward. A lot of shit. So they're simulating my voice, making up stuff I never said. I'm right now, this recording right here is at 4 minutes. It will be posted just like the other ones. Eric Adams' office, individuals that they're using, countless individuals they're making shit up about, bragging about arresting, bragging about framing, bragging about raping, bragging about kidnapping, disappearances, such as Raheem Edwards. You have audios of them having Lito and his associates on phones confirming the death is possibly connected to lies they put out, to lies, simulate people hearing they their voices, because I gave y'all access for a year now to dot clear, like they talking about torturing, kidnapping and torturing me, or basically acting like they gonna process me for a petty crime. Anything other than murder is considered petty. And then all this stuff, they have simulated my voice for a year and a half on, put it forward, claim I said it, and I won't be able to talk to discredit what they said. You got a video October 9th. They doing the Trinitarians press conference. This is how I got all the phones wired up so we can hear their words, their accents, so who coaching them and everything. And right there, they sitting in there like, yo, oh, 30,000 a week. Oh, he don't got nothing now. Oh, yo, that was a good one. I would love to get my hands on him. Dude told him you will. He like, yo, you promise? He like, yeah. Like, we'll book him for one thing, put him through, say you not being transferred today, put you on this side right here on the fact like that, Trump, you know, come in here and tell us how you really feel. In the morning, put something in the food that'll continue whatever damage and torture they do to me, and then that'll be that. And all of this false rhetoric, misinformation, propaganda, simulating my voice, making up shit on people they will put forward. And who knows what arrests, what harming, what setups they gonna do, what stuff they admitting to, accusing of, what people they arguing with, what people they claim. Like, y'all gotta see the dangers they are doing, and they're on tape laughing and giggling about this shit. You have an obligation to your community. That's why they keep telling him, don't worry, he not coming back. He think he home. You not getting out of there. It shouldn't matter about me. That shows how little they think in your intelligence, that all they got to do for a year, bodies dropping all over several states, people being wrongfully accused, jeopardizing. All they got to tell you is he not going somewhere for these little dirt bomb, crumb snatching motherfucking coons working for these dog fucking racist redneck bastards. That's all it's taking. That show how little they respect and think of y'all. So I'm letting you know ahead of time, 1604 Eastern Parkway is the hot spot. As of mid-October, it's targeted. Individuals already arrived in New York mid-October. I'm letting you know ahead of time, like I did Old Timers Day, like I did the gambling spot, like I did Carlito Alfonso Labor Day dumped in the middle of the highway, Staten Island, like I did North Side of Newark, like I did Baltimore, like I did countless places, not including the plane crash, earthquakes, and different misfortune from, you know, predicting whether predictive programming or my capabilities being utilized. I mean, no disrespect. If your name came up, it's only because it's on tape. I could prove that they're using your voices or mentioning your name or jeopardizing your family and your community. You have an obligation to approach it. I'm not your enemy.